Hey everyone, my name is Megan and this is Painted and Distressed. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you so much. Make sure to hit that like and comment down below. I would highly appreciate it. Today I have some fun extra DIYs for you. This first project, we're going to make some fabric eggs, and I'm using the same fabrics that I made to make in my previous videos, my fabric bunnies and the fabric carrots. So I'm using these Dollar Tree plastic eggs as my template, and some drop cloth that I got from Harbor Freight, and my magical, amazing fabric scissors from Amazon that are linked down below. And I'm just cutting them out, double-sided of course. These are super easy to make and they're so cute on a tiered tray or on a shelf or anything like that. I love them. And so then I am just hot gluing them. I'm just using regular old hot glue for these, and I am leaving a 1/2 inch seam so that way I can distress these as well. And then I just filled them with some regular old stuffing. And then for these, I decided to use some Cricut infusible ink markers, which are super easy to use. And I love the effects on them. And you use just regular paper, and it's amazing. And then you just iron them on. And this is just a little craft iron that I got off Amazon. I have it linked down below as well. And on this, it kind of ends up looking like a stamp. And I really like it. I've made pillows with this same design as well. If you want a more detailed tutorial, just let me know and I can make sure to get that out for you. And so for these other eggs, I'm using the same fabric that I've used in my previous projects from Hobby Lobby. I've mentioned before, I have a thing for blue right now. I have it all over my house. I just really like the color blue in my decor. So I wanted these to match. And with these, I am leaving a 1/2 inch seam as well. And I'm just using some regular hot glue. And what I use to stuff any of my things is just old pillows or, old dog toys, anything like that. It doesn't matter. I never purchase polyfill because why, when I have all of these extra things just laying around like old pillows and stuff like that. So that's just all I use. And then I'm just taking a sanding block that I got from Dollar Tree, and this is a great way to get a really nice distressed fringe edge without having to use a seam ripper or anything like that. It just comes out kind of fluffy, and I like the way it looks a lot better. And then if there's any extra scragglers, then I just cut them off. So once everything was filled, and then I'm just taking some twine to also go with the other bunnies and carrots that I've made previously. And so I'm just wrapping it around a few times around each egg. And then I'm just making a bow, wrapping around my fingers and then pinching in the middle. And this I have found is the easiest way to get a more uniformed and even bow, because I am not good at making bows at all. And so then I just took a button from Dollar Tree, put it in the middle of the bow, and then hot glued it to the front of these eggs. And then this is how they turned out. These are so much fun. And these can stay up, I believe, through the whole season, through spring, Easter, all of it. I think they just turned out so cute, and I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. this next project, I am going to reuse those eggs that I used as my template. And I'm going, because I didn't know what else to do with them, and so I decided to take some of this rope from Dollar Tree and wrap it around. Now, I didn't cover completely the bottom, and that is because it would have made it uneven and hard to sit down on flat. And so that's why I didn't cover it up. But you are more than welcome to. You can also spray paint these. There's a lot of different things you can do with those. And but I just decided to take some nautical rope and just wrap it all the way around. And this big one, it made a ginormous egg. Wait till you see it at the end. It is huge. But it's a good way to fill up some space on a tier tray or a shelf. If you have, littler things and you need something a little bit bigger to display for aesthetic purposes, it's a perfect thing to fill. And so this took about 2 ropes to cover this one. And I didn't hot glue the top of the plastic egg or anything like that, because once you put the rope on it, it will seal itself just fine. And when I attach 2 ropes together, I just put the hot glue in the middle, and then I just kind of pinch them together, as you can see. And then now I'm just finishing up the top of it there. And then I just kind of hot glued it and then just kind of shoved it in there so you can't see the top of it. And then there's a lot of stringies. I used some Dollar Tree hot glue, it looks like, and so I had a lot of stringies, and so I just take this little gummy thing that's from Dollar Tree, and it removes strings very easily. And so for the smaller egg, I'm going just to take some nautical rope, also from Dollar Tree, and this only took 1 rope, and again, I'm not going to cover the bottom completely. And I'm just going to wrap it around just like I did with the other one. And at first, before you get going, I found that I had to hot glue every so often just to make sure that the rope stayed in place and stayed intact. And especially because this is an odd shape of sorts, then this does take a lot of hot glue. And just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure to click on that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any videos that I have coming out, and make sure your notifications are set to all. And if you don't mind giving this video a thumbs up, I highly appreciate it. And the best part is it's free. So again, once I get to the top, then I'm just adding hot glue and just filling in everything to make sure it's seamless. And then I just cut it and tuck in the edges. And this is how they turned out. And I would love to know what you think down in the comments below. And this is one of the carrots that I made in one of my previous videos. And this last project is probably one of my favorites thus far. I'm going to take this mini wreath. You get 2 in a pack from Dollar Tree. And then I'm just going to take some Spanish moss and just covering one of them, the entire bottom part. And then I found this egg garland also from Dollar Tree, and I loved the size of the eggs because they were smaller. Now you can most definitely use 2 of the regular size, the 14 or 18 inch wreath forms, but I made mine the smaller ones because I have these shutters that I made using all Dollar Tree products that I wanted to hang these wreaths from, which you'll see at the end. And so that's why I chose to make these smaller. And now I used it was just one of, well, since I made two wreath forms, I used two of the garlands, but I did not want to use the yellow. It was a little bright for the look I was going for, and so I just chose the more neutral colors. And then once I hot glued them on top of the Spanish moss, and then I could not find my zip ties, so then I just used twine to tie them together. And this worked out just fine, and actually it kind of blended in better with the Spanish moss. So it was kind of a happy accident, like you don't even see it. And on the second one, you'll see in a minute, I ended up using zip ties, and I actually could see those more, which is funny because I used black ones. But I don't know, they just stand out a little bit more. So then I just gave some of the scragglers a little trim, and then that was all there is to it. All Dollar Tree products, and it was so easy to make. Yes, the Spanish moss is a little messy, but look how cute. And I had these leftover wooden bunnies from a project. It was a project from that I did on Christmas that I used. It's window panes that I got from Hobby Lobby on clearance last year, that I had these left over, and I thought they would be a perfect little embellishment for the middle. And then I'm taking this burlap and lace ribbon from Dollar Tree to use as another little embellishment, and then a little bit of twine on the back to use as my hanger. And burning myself as well. And because this isn't that heavy, I didn't need to use masking tape or anything like that. And so this is the second one that I was making, and at first I thought, well, maybe I could put the eggs on the wreath form and then put the Spanish moss. But I didn't like how it came out at first, but I left all this in just so you could see my process here. So I ended up just taking them off because once I put the Spanish moss on, I didn't feel like it was as organic or natural looking, so to speak. And so I liked adding the Spanish moss first because it was fuller and it just filled out the wreath form better and made the eggs look more cohesive in the wreath form. And so that's what I did. So once all the eggs were hot glued on there, then I used these zip ties. And like I said, I feel like they stuck out a little bit more, but by all means, you can use anything that you want. You can also use chicken wire. I do have a bunch left over, but I don't know. I just kind of liked it without the chicken wire. I really like how these wreaths turned out. But I have seen them with chicken wire on them, and they do look very cute, but I think it was a little too... I live in Southern California. I felt like it was a little too farmhouse looking for my taste, so, and for my house. So then I just had a little extra of the Spanish moss clippings, and so I just kind of put it in there a little bit, just so I didn't waste any of it. I don't know. And then I just took the bunny again. See, I don't know. I feel like you can see those black zip ties a lot more than just if I used the twine like I did on the other one. So then I just hot glued the bunny on just like I did with the other one. And then I used the same ribbon. And then this project was done. And this is how they turned out on the shutters that I made using all Dollar Tree products. And if you would like to see a tutorial of how I made these, please leave a comment down below and I will make sure to get a video out. I think these are so cute. I have them in my entryway and I'm able to change them out with different seasons, and I think they're so cute. And thank you so much for sticking through to the end of this video. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you are interested in checking out some of my other Easter videos, I have them linked here for you as well. And until next time, that is all I have for you, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye!